right, hello all. This Chief Gaines here, coming from my live from my office to share with you some things that you may or may not know. Some of the stuff we previewed last year, but there are some things that I updated. I always want to keep you guys up to date on a lot of things that's going on in our community. As you know, some of us have been in this thing a long time. As you can tell, we have quite a few years of experience between the five of us, yet we are constantly learning new stuff. However, if we miss something, I'm sure you can Google it or YouTube it. It's just we're police officers. I mean, as long as we've been in the school system, all of us know, the teachers and everybody know that we are police officers, not security guards. Um, we have statewide jurisdiction. We can arrest you if we need to. Um, what you need to know, like I say, this is self-explanatory. You guys can read this. Um, when it becomes to a criminal matter, the officer should be allowed to handle the situation. So if you have anything that's serious, let us handle it. We do a pretty good job in that. Further, we will not tell you anything that you don't need to know. If you're not involved, I know a lot of times we like to, there's a big fight, and if we lock somebody up, everybody want to know, everybody want to see the video, but you can't do that. So the past couple of years, man, we've been pretty good about not showing stuff and advising people of things that they shouldn't know. And again, if you need to know, we'll tell you. And if you don't think we will, they'll subpoena you. So you got to be careful with wanting to know everything. Like I said, we had big fights. We had several on the buses, bus videos, school security hour videos that we carry, our body cams. We will not share that stuff with you. I'll review your school's safety plan, your lockdown procedures, severe weather, fire drills, etc. This year, last year rather, we put in place Strategics, which is a badge safety protocol system that allow all of our staff to be able to call out by pressing the badge. Now, please note that 3 is the good number. And a lot of times, people ask, well, what if I do it more than 11? A lot of times, well, the times that, or how many ever presses that they told us to do. Well, the thing about that, guys, if it's something that's not real, like if you just plan and you hit that button, you can be, that's like calling 911 and reporting a false crime, because when you hit it more than 11, 10 or more times, it calls everyone. It calls public safety. It calls the sheriff department. Of course, it's calling us and all the admins and everybody in the county office that has a badge. They coming to that location. So be mindful of that. And hopefully we never have to use that. But 3 is the number. And your admin will let you know, hey, if it's a minor fight, something you can break up, there's no need to call, press the button. But if it's major, you got several kids fighting and you can't handle it, go ahead and press the button, or you have a medical emergency, and that's another, way to get us there quick, because the officers at your school are going to be notified whenever you have a situation either way. This is our little map that I put in here. Hopefully, if you don't understand it, call us or email us, and we'll give you some updated stuff. Once we get our safety plans out there, hopefully it'll better explain everything that you might want to know, that you might need to know. Recognizing impairment, I put that in there because a lot of times we may have people that we work with that might be going through some stuff, and yet we look over it or we don't pay attention to it because it's not us or our family member. So guys, if you got a coworker, a cohort, or whatever that's going through some kind of physical, psychological, or physiological problem, man, let somebody that can help them know, and always be there for them. Don't go talk about them. A lot of times we like to talk, We say things and we don't care sometimes who it hurt, and we go put it out there on social media that this person or that person doing this and that. But let's help them. Let's be positive about it. Be a positive mentor to somebody that's struggling. 2020, we normally give you guys some events that took place in the school settings. I guess we wasn't in school long enough for anything to really happen other than COVID-19. We had schools to close. Everybody's life was altered. Everybody had to stay home. Now, being home those months, 4 months, you had global protests, unrest, and whatever else you want to call it. Now, I put that First Amendment thing in there about our students. Now, just as you and I and others have sat home, soaked up some TV, some social media and news and all that other stuff, do know these kids have done the same thing. So when they get back, they're going to want to talk about this stuff. Some of this stuff they don't need to bring to the school. So as an adult, guys, I would not engage in such conversation with a student unless it's dealing with your curriculum. So, and I don't think a lot of us teach social studies. So be mindful of that. We shouldn't indulge ourselves in those kind of conversations with a kid. Gangs in Georgia, gangs in Bainbridge. This is what we have in Decatur County. We have quite a bit of stuff going on here. Do note that in Georgia, a criminal street gang is defined as any organization, association, or group of three or more persons associated, in fact, whether formal or informal, which engages in criminal gang activity, burglaries. We had a lot of that. Hopefully, none of you been a victim, but we've had a lot of car burglaries, home break-ins. These kids are doing that that's how they get in. That's how they get beat in, and then they get to get up rank. They start doing these little petty crimes. So be aware of that. Why? Peer pressure, family. You have young kids that parents might have been in it doing the same stuff. Sense of belonging, needing to feel important, or could it be something else? Now, our kids have celebrity and social media influences. Social media platforms and video games use gang-related content, in them, and many kids mimic that stuff, not even knowing that that's gang activity. As you can tell, we got people who are well known, who perhaps, I'm not necessarily saying that they are in it, but they're affiliated some kind of way or another. So be mindful of all that. Representation. A lot of our kids, they love to do these hand gestures, man, all year. And they'll tell you, oh, that's football. That's my football handshake, or that's my basketball handshake, or whatever. We're not dumb. We know. But just be mindful of that. And that you tell us, and we have a gang investigator, newly gang investigator in our school system, Sergeant Knight, and he's documenting all of the things that you or I see, and hopefully, and we sharing this stuff with other agencies as well. So just be mindful and let us know, and we'll go from there. You'll see graffiti. Middle school, you'll see it in the bathrooms. High school, they know because we check it a lot. Our custodial staff, man, it's all of our custodial staff in the system are really good about taking it off the walls. If you let it sit there over a period of time, then they go, oh yeah, we can do this. But if you get it off when they put it on, hey, they don't bother in the bathrooms. But you will see this stuff on their notebooks. You will see it on your Chromebooks that you're going to give out. You will see it in the neighborhoods. That 5-pointed star, you see that. Oh, you see that really right up the road from some of our schools. Crip signs and that pitchfork, man, you see that all over the place. So just be mindful and let us know, and we'll document what we see. Clothing, right now, these kids, the gangs take the most innocent type of clothing and make it a symbol of something. Anything, that white t-shirt and those Dickie pants, that guy's wearing, the bandanas, of course, the numbers, the purse, the hats, the do-rags, and all that, shirts, anything. They can take anything and make it gang related. Remember, watch your students, watch their behavior. If they were straight A students, the first semester, the second semester, they fell off the wagon. More than likely, they involved in something like that or some drug, which I get to later. Be consistent in your reporting. Now, if you got a fella who's drawing Nazi stuff on a notebook, and you got a fella drawing Star of David, and you say, well, he's not a Jew or whatever, then you want to send him. No, send both of them, and so we can talk about it. Report all of the information to your school police. If you don't have one, you guys know you can call us. Um, like I say, these kids want to feel wanted, but that's why we got to make them feel wanted as well. No such thing as wannabes; they're gonna-bes. A lot of kids that have come through this system, some they decided that's what they're going to do, and they're doing it. Um, this is pretty much the same as last year, except we got numerous hybrids now. We got kids who they don't know what they want to be. They might be, they might come from Tallahassee, and they might be a blood, but they get up here where the disciples are a lot of disciples, gangster disciples here, and then they join with them. And then if they go to juvie, and you might have some Crips over there, and so they'll be a Crip. So they don't know. So they come up with all these other names as well, all kind of rap names and this, that, and the other, but a lot of it's gang related. Alcohol. If you see that Sprite bottle with some codeine, guys, that's lean or cough syrup. If it's got a coloration or tint to it, a Sprite, most of the time that's what's in it. Didn't see a lot of that last year, the year before we did. Just be mindful of, especially middle school, and then you have had some elementary school kids that tried it. So we all got to be. You just can't say it's a high school thing now. We all got to, because kids think that vodka. Most of the time, vodka you can't smell it, but we got a detector that would pick it up. So any alcohol. So just let us know if you got a situation such as that. Amphetamines. A lot of our kids make Adderall. Some adults. Concerta and all this stuff, that Ritalin, my kids take it, but if you take that and you chop it up and snort it, it's just like meth. So, and that's how a lot of our kids get on this crap, because they take their pill that they're supposed to take orally. They take it another way by ingesting it through the nostrils, by chopping it up. Be mindful of that. And here's some of the faces of amphetamine. The picture speaks for itself. This stuff is deadly, dangerous, and it will make them look like these folks right here. Fentanyl, I put that in there because fentanyl is one of the most dangerous of the drugs. I put at the bottom, there have been 360 deaths contributed to fentanyl in Georgia in 2019. Now, we also note that Georgia, the death of opioid was 514 to 913 this past couple of years. So and it's like that all over the United States. So this stuff is really, really poison. If you look at that penny, if you can see it, the one on the left, and it's telling you about the dosages of that can kill you. That one on the right is outrageous. That little bitty speck right there is enough to cause you to OD. Here's some of our great artists, man, that was succumbed by fentanyl, according to the reports. Marijuana, you say, well, we know about that. Yeah, you might, and eventually they probably will. They're already trying to legalize it, but you got to remember, you got to have your card, and you can't bring it to school. These common names. You already see the CBD oils in the stores already. So, and some of them have a small little bit of marijuana in it if you read the label real good. So you got to be mindful of that as well. Molly, party drug. We got a lot of people on that stuff. Not a lot of people in Bainbridge per se, but a lot of people use this when they go to these rave parties and stuff. It makes them feel good, I guess. I don't know. Cocaine. Most of the time, this is your rich boy drug. Like I say, a lot of times you can't tell um, unless they have frequent nosebleeds, and a lot of that they can say, hey, I got allergies and stuff. But I've seen guys that use this stuff, nosebleed and stuff like that, but they come for the most part, unless it's laced with something else. Flocka, I put a video in there for you to see. I'm not going to do it on this because I can't. If I was at your school, I could show you this, but you can click on that YouTube video and see the guy that's on Flocka. There's so many videos out there, but the problem is that you can't show it in the school setting because most of them are out of their clothes. They get naked because their body is overheating with this drug. And also, what I like to show you that the gummies, I love gummy bears, and those look just like gummy bears, but those are actually Flocka. So these drug dealers are making this kind of candy look alike, and some of our kids are ingesting this crap. So we got to be mindful when a kid bring a bag full of candy that looks like that. We got to make sure it's let us know, because you got a kid running down your hall naked, then you go know for real. So, or acting real strange, or passing out or convulsing or whatever. So again, let us know. Vaping, one of our biggest issues that we've had at the high school, middle school, and I don't know about too many being at the elementary, but I know there are some elementary kids on the bus that said they found it, but they brought it from home. Guys, this is a problem, because our kids, we had we had several that actually brought, some of them have marijuana in it, THC rather, and the oil. And what they not understand, or they do understand, but they do it anyway. They try it. It's real potent. It gets in there quick, and so it makes them sick, or make them. We have one that defecated on himself, where he couldn't hold his bowels because of all this stuff that they put in there. Nicotine do the same thing, and it's because they put a large amount of nicotine in these vapes that's causing these kids to react that way. So if you get a kid that tried, never done it before, and feel like, well, I want to just give me a bump, and they hit it a couple of times and it's too strong for them, they're gonna get sick. We had a couple of kids that had to, we had to call the parents for that reason. They brag about it. You go on a lot of these kids' social media, Instagram, and all that stuff. It's on there. They are on there. They got a vape in their hand, so they love it. They think it's the best thing since cigarettes, I guess. But it's very dangerous. The ingredients that's in there to make that vape do what it do is the chemical itself is dangerous. So yeah, I would just let them know, if you find one, if you see one, just let us know. We'll take them. And like I said, I got over 100 here now that I've collected over the past couple of years from the middle school and high school. They did raise the age to 21, but that don't mean anything because they'll get them anyway. Our investigations, when if it's something that we have to investigate, there could be physical evidence, confessions, audio evidence, witness statements, and digital. We take that to court. Help us out. Don't, if something take place and you got to write the statement, get it to us quick, because juvenile court is quicker than regular. If it's a felony, and we had to take them to superior court, that's a little bit different, but we need all the paperwork so we can do a file, and we handle all that stuff. Like I said, you can send it an email, record it if you recorded something, anything of that nature. A lot of times our administrators are really good at handling their part, and then they'll turn what we need, the criminal part, over to us. So again, we all been working good together with that over the past few years. So I don't think we have a problem with this. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. That's a Mandela. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. Guys, this is a new time and era. Some of the stuff that happened way back when we was, young whippersnappers, it's not like that now. These kids are different. Society is different. So sometimes we might have to change too. Thank you.